Today, we want to show, not tell, the story of this technology. I'm Maddie, and sorry about that. I'm Maddie, and last year we founded an app called Mynd. Mynd is...
At Sarah Lowles liked your post.
Okay. So Mynd is an app designed to improve your digital well-being. As a Gen Z, I know...
Hey girl, get 40% off select styles now at princesspoly.com.
I'd love to after this workshop. Thank you so much, though. As a Gen Z, I know all too well how social media can...
We're on the steps of City Hall where a young man is walking barefoot over a...
Okay, wow. Imagine trying to have a social interaction or basic sanity with so much distraction. Except we do this every single day on social media. This is exactly why we founded Mynd, an app to help you become aware of your social media habits, bring intention to your use, and build healthier habits online. Today, we're going to play a few games to do the same.
All right. If you weren't on your phone already, pull it out. We're doing a social media scavenger hunt. The rules are simple. I will give you a type of post, and then you have to go find it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Once you're done, raise your hand on Zoom, and we'll take a look at the first few finishers for each, and hopefully have some discussion. We'll do a quick example. Try to find an uplifting post. Maddie, what'd you find?
I found this neon sign company who created this nice graphic that says, close your eyes, open your mind. And I think it feels uplifting, nice and simple, and makes me feel good. So that's my uplifting post.
Cool.
Great.
All right, next, let's try to find an attention grabbing post. And again, feel free to interact. Any social media platform, anything you find, we can have some discussion, hopefully.
And attention grabbing here can mean literally anything that grabs your attention, or something that maybe, you know, is intended to grab your attention. Something maybe scandalous, shocking, whatever it means to you.
Yeah, I can't see raised hands at this point, so feel free to chime in if you find anything you want to talk about it.
I'm happy to start. There is this pretty famous social media influencer called Ricky Thompson, and here he's doing a dance video, but right off the bat, the motion and kind of the absurdity of it grabs your attention. As you know, it's maybe he's not designing it to do that, but it clearly is probably part of his success as an influencer.
Yeah, for sure.
I have
Really
one.
wonderful.
You hear me?
Yeah.
So the first one that caught my attention, it was the title was makeup tutorial, but it had a picture of a woman with an extremely curvaceous body on it. I didn't connect the dots.
What about, do you think it was like intentionally?
Oh yeah, she was so buff and so over, like, I mean,
Okay.
very eye grabbing.
Hmm.
Not a natural look.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like often you'll see a lot of posts that have almost nothing to do with like the picture associated with the post has almost nothing to do with the actual topic or anything.
Mhm.
And those are kind of insidious in the fact that it's like, oh, I see something that's aesthetically pleasing because of whatever is in the picture. Let me click on it real quick or something like that. Yeah, so those are definitely are everywhere and in abundance. For me, I found just for me, it's always Reddit that I go to. That's like the thing I always use, I guess. But it's always the political posts that grab my attention because they're either short, vague, and they seem like the titles always intentionally. Well, it goes both. It goes two ways. One, it's like the title's not very descriptive and just like leaves you kind of like in a state of vagueness where like you have to click it, find out more, or the picture is kind of also ridiculous and it's like, oh, I have to click it now because like it's like, or I'm curious to click it because it's it got my attention that way.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure. I found this ad that's like kind of in your face for some shorts.
It's really bright. It's
Yeah.
bright yellow, right? And they're
Really
clearly
bright, and I think it's Kevin Hart or something.
Oh. Yeah, I noticed at work we're always leaning on celebrity, and doing social media, we're always leaning on celebrity to get higher. It's just consistently higher engagement because having that face makes a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next, let's look to find a post intended to be reshared. And for those of you just joining, we're doing a social media scavenger hunt. So finding a certain type of post and then we just discuss about it.
How we feel about it and like maybe some interesting points about it. And for this one, a post intended to be shared. This can mean anything like posts to spread awareness, posts, that are maybe meant to spread outrage, something, maybe just the intentionality behind the post is that it's intended to be shared amongst a lot of people and rapidly, possibly.
I found one that I think is good to kick it off. Netflix posted that there's that really popular game or show Squid Game, and they made this post that's essentially saying which character are you from Squid Game, and that's obviously designed to kind of get you and your friends to engage with and share and create sort of a water cooler conversation around the show. So I think that's a good example.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I found this ad for like a car giveaway.
Car.
That's definitely like very in your face, intended to be like, whoa, they're giving away this GTR.
Mm-hmm.
You'd share it with your friends, possibly.
Yeah, those giveaways are super common and a great way to sort of inflate the numbers of people engaging with your stuff. Remember the Venmo, there was that Venmo share that was huge a couple of months ago too. Everyone was posting Venmo on their story.
Oh, I think I missed that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I don't think I ever seen that one.
It was, I think, one of the most shared posts.
Dang.
Because
It didn't get shared with me, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
Sorry.
I see one, but it's very political, and it just this person posted it, and it's like a picture of a flyer, but it says on the left-hand side Republican, the right-hand side Democrat, and then it lists like supposedly what they stand for and represent, like a bulleted list of like 10 things under each, and it's clearly intended just to sway in one direction. So I think, again, it's just those kinds of things that are, controversial are intended to be shared.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great point. Yeah, definitely. The more controversy it sparks, and more between people, the more shareable it seems to be. The faster it spreads, and Because I don't know, anything with celebrities and whatnot, that stuff spreads like so fast, or any political stuff really, all the even minutely controversial stuff, people seem to know, like a lot of people seem to know about it. Like I'll just ask someone like, oh, did you hear about X and X last night? And chances are, if it's controversial, they probably have heard of it. It spreads like wildfire. And I see Beverly in the Hoover chat. Beverly Pell says, shareable posts are definitely like contests. Yeah, like most of the time, those like shareable posts are usually contests. Like I ran into one that was for even like a local, like a co-op. There's like a little contest at my co-op here in town. And it's like, oh, share this post and tag, 2 people who also like the co-op or something like that. And you might win like a $20 gift card to shop there or something like that. So even like little things like that, social media is used in many various ways.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. So let's move on to find a politically divisive post. I guess we just had one good example of that.
Mm-hmm. But definitely try and find some more, because they are everywhere.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like the last 5 years, it's been a lot more though.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just, I don't know. Maybe it's always been like that, and I'm just, starting to see that really. I don't know. If I want to go politically divisive, like I feel like you just have to log into Facebook for like 2
Yeah.
minutes and
Yeah.
find something immediately. I don't have a Facebook, so I honestly don't see a lot of those on any of my feeds. So, but that might be a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely some platforms that I've noticed have are bigger repositories for, political divisive posts versus other types of posts.
Yeah, Beverly says, I'll go to Twitter for this assignment. That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That is the place to
Yep.
go.
Twitter and Facebook, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
See, if you just joined us in the last like couple minutes, we're doing a social media scavenger hunt where we find a post. Oh, I think they left. Never mind.
This one's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
actually a
can't
little.
find too many.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
that I think about it, maybe that's a good thing though. If you can't. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you're not
Well,
too plugged in.
I was on Facebook and it didn't take long, so I think you're right about the platforms.
Mm.
Did you find another?
I didn't look, but I'm sure they're there.
I guess here I have one. It's from the Washington Post, and it's a headline. It says GOP lawmaker banned from flying Alaska Airlines over mask mandate, test positive for COVID. So that's obviously, a hot topic right now, and it's clearly designed, especially how they're saying kind of the irony of this person banned from flying because they wouldn't wear a mask now having COVID. That's meant to spark some conversation. And, I think that resonates as something that's a little bit politically divisive.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can see the comments are just going off with, trolls and memes and all sorts of dramatic reactions.
I see in the chat, Beverly Pell posted on Twitter. This is from the New York Times. Dave Chappelle's comments on transgender people and gender in his latest Netflix special, The Closer, have led to outside criticism and internal unrest of the company. Let's see, we'll continue to work with Dave Chappelle in the future, one executive said.
That's a great example. That is a super hot topic right now. Yeah, and I think it definitely kind of conforms around a lot of popular, like Dave Chappelle is very popular. The topic of sort of transgender rights is really big right now. And so all of this is kind of grabbing your attention and eliciting visceral responses probably from people reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and people are going to look at that and maybe fall on one side or the other. But yeah, it's hard to maybe get all the facts and really look at it
I
objectively.
think that topic is one of the ones that I think is like still so muddied in like, where the majority of people are, swaying towards, like, they're for it, they're against it. So it's kind of like everywhere, so it's like, yeah, it definitely caused a lot of tension between people, a lot of a lot of conversation. And it's one of those things that definitely sparks a lot of maybe argumentative conversations too.
Yeah, for
Between
sure.
both sides.
Yeah, so next let's find a killer meme.
Do it. I have a good one right off the bat. Just for context, there are always jokes about how people who are cast as teenagers in young adult shows look like they're 30 years old, even though they're supposed to be 16.
Yeah.
And so meme page posted teenagers in real life, and it's this young boy, and then teenagers on Netflix, and it's like a man with a beard and a cowboy hat. So good stuff.
I like this one a lot. It's man, I'd love to show it on camera, but I don't know. It's like how moms think guests will search for dust in the room, and it's like I can't see it, but it's like Tom and Jerry and these cats are just like going everywhere looking for like, so yeah, it's like it's like, yeah, I don't know, that's pretty funny. It's like they're looking through like every little nook and cranny of the house and whatnot.
Right, for dust.
But, yeah, but the way it's animated, it's like, it's pretty funny.
That's good.
Yeah, I found one. When you close more than 100 tabs after finding the solution to a bug, and I'm a software engineer, so this is very true.
Really, it's a lot of tabs.
Yep, trying to find the solution.
Oh man.
I think my record for tabs is like 30 on 2 separate Firefox instances. So I had like 60 tabs total running at one time. My computer didn't die because it was my desktop and it has like a lot of memory, so it was okay. But if it was my laptop, it would not have survived.
So what do you all think about the effect of memes, and can they be politically divisive? Can they fall into other categories?
I think memes can be divisive, but they are, humor fundamentally kind of disarms you. And so oftentimes I think it's more accessible to more people than reading a really kind of angry or shocking headline.
Yeah, that's a good point you bring up about like that humor kind of disarms you innately. You'll see that a lot with political posts, right? A lot of like political memes, they're like kind of tongue in cheek, but humor, but they're also not,
Yeah.
They're also like, it's kind of like a serious topic, but they're also kind of making a joke about it, but it's kind of like just to like, disarm you and kind of maybe get you to sympathize in that kind of direction, maybe a little bit. I don't know, because of the
Yeah.
way it's might be framed.
For sure.
Oh, I noticed Seth in the Huba chat says, because memes are so simple, I feel they do not encourage deep critical thought about issues. That might also be true also. Especially nowadays, because memes are everywhere, they're kind of also dismissed as well on one hand.
Yeah.
So maybe because they are so simple, the deep critical thought isn't actually there. It's more of like a superficial kind of thing, you know? So that's also a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they also, allow you to feel like you're in on something. And so it doesn't always like say, I'll raise you one and you need to think about this because you're feeling, oh, I feel good and this was funny. And I feel kind of not challenged, but rather included in a way that that let's say you read an article and you are not quite sure what it's about, you're going to think deeper about the issue. So I agree with that.
So memes, it's interesting now, it's become such like a thing that's used everywhere. Before, I feel like memes were like, just a thing to, poke fun at something or some mundane thing in life or whatnot, or, give a picture to a scenario or something, something humorous. But now it's like they're found everywhere and in multiple ways to manipulate other things and maybe, spark discussion in a certain way or the other. So it's kind of interesting how all these things have kind of been used as tools, to like do other things in social media and like just anything really.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So just to reiterate, we're doing a social media scavenger hunt. So whatever, we'll give a certain type of post and hopefully we can find some examples and discuss. So next, let's find an insecurity inducing post.
1 sec, let me backtrack just a second here. Beverly Pell like to add to the last one a little bit. I like memes to laugh. It's another form of expression. If the algorithm is doing its thing, it should serve me memes that make me laugh, right? Yeah, if it's if the algorithm is working as it's supposed to, then yeah. I mean, as we're told it's supposed to, I guess. That should serve you good things, but sometimes it likes to, push other things into that that queue of memes as well. Okay, yeah. So this one, insecurity inducing post. This might be difficult for me.
I guess I can share a somewhat cliched answer here, but one that I think a lot of young women share is obviously influencer culture and the way that people are just photoshopped and just made to perfection. So there's just a post of an influencer. She's like chiseled abs, looks amazing. And that's insecurity inducing, believe it or not. So that is, I think, an experience that a lot of people feel, and pretty typical standard insecurity on social media.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is a very widespread problem, especially for girls in that sense, like body image type of stuff.
Yeah.
On my side, like sometimes I find that kind of thing, like maybe my friends are doing something without me and they posted that on social media.
Yeah. The FOMO is so real. It's funny because I think even when you talk to somebody who's really social and you think is always out and about, they'll express FOMO and you're like, wow, you seem like you're always doing everything. So it's hard to find a Gen Z or somebody, you know, on social media who doesn't experience that sense of FOMO. Because
Yeah,
all
and
you,
just for reference, FOMO is fear of missing out.
yeah,
Yeah, it's that fear of like also like you're not living your life, you know, as as good as they are or something like that, you know, so like you're not doing as much or something like that, so you feel kind of like down on yourself because of that, I guess.
totally. And of course, we're not showing moments when we're, you know, eating chips on the couch and watching a rom-com.
Yeah.
That's so it warps our perception of reality.
Yeah, for sure. All
Yeah,
right.
people don't really like posting their more mundane moments on social media, you know.
Totally.
I feel like before that was a thing though. Like I think when like MySpace and Facebook were barely a thing, people would just like post their status like about every little thing they were doing, which was funny. It was kind of like Twitter, but before Twitter was a thing. It was like, oh, sitting on the couch watching, you know, movies now. And yeah, I remember people doing that kind of stuff before. So it was a little more mundane back in the day, but now it's like obviously more than something much different.
So do you think we have time for the other section?
I think it's wrapping up. Yeah, I feel like we're cutting it a little close, but yeah, we can wrap up. Does anybody have any last thoughts on sort of the state of, I guess, posts on social media or emotions that you feel often, or ways people use content to kind of create your, or to grab your attention? You guys have any last thoughts? I guess I would just say that, you know, there isn't a reason that it has to be this way, except for the fact that this is the financial incentives. These are the financial incentives of these companies. And we don't have proper legislation to kind of guardrail our social media experiences. And so they're the types of content that will thrive and the types of algorithms that exist are going to probably perpetually extract our attention unless we can make an effort to really change that and demand kind of a more balanced social media experience.
Yeah, well said.
Mm.
You know,
Oh,
it's
I
definitely an addiction. Like I I probably get sucked into that stuff way too much. And you know, recently I've deleted some social media and that's been really helpful.
Yeah.
I did notice a in the Q&A section of the Hula part, there is a question by Beverly Pell from a bit ago that I just noticed. So you guys want to hear it out?
Yeah.
So she says, wondering, do Gen Z individuals read the comments under a post more passively for entertainment, shock and laughter, than actively commenting themselves?
That's a great question. I think it depends on, there are different sort of unspoken rules for commenting on things of your friends versus, let's say, a celebrity or a larger account. I think for your friends, I usually actively comment if it's somebody that I care about and it's nice things. I think a lot of us are confused when we see comment sections that are really hateful, not because we're like, oh, that happens, but it's weird because I don't think any of us are the type of people who comment hateful things underneath these, even if we find something that we don't really like. So it's bizarre that it happens so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I'll see like a post or something, you know, and like, and I know like without even like looking at the comments, I'll see like it'll say like 900, 600 comments, like, and I know one of the first ones is going to be probably something like kind of mean or kind of like kind of controversial, I guess, you know, I don't know, something that like goes against the post or something. I don't know, maybe there's a post of I've noticed a lot on Instagram, some girl will post a reel on there or something, you know, and one of the first things I hear is like, oh wow, she's like doing this for blah 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 or like something, and you'll see like people like upvote that like post, that comment or not, and like then you'll see more and more of these comments in the thread, and I'm like, how do people actually go about like actually posting that
Yeah.
themselves? Like I don't, like in my headspace, I'm like, I can't say anything mean about like that person. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know if it falls on like just a certain like yeah, generation of people, or I'm not really sure. It is an interesting phenomena that I do notice.
Yeah, I think a certain part of it is almost anonymity. I mean, people
Mhm.
know who you are through your profile, but other than that, like it's disconnected. It's all virtual.
That's
It seems almost fake.
that's the point.
And that brings up a great point, because TikTok is a really interesting case study. On TikTok, the comment section is huge, where some people find, okay, there was this one TikTok of a guy making a burger, and the meat looked really weird, and all the comments are like, this guy's frying a gorilla forehead, or like, this guy's frying an organ from whatever. The comment section was actually the entertainment value. And part of the reason people probably feel so bold in that comment section has to do, I think, with more anonymity of people using TikTok. A lot of people use, pseudonyms on there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess also it's like, but are they joking per se half the time, or is that just another aspect of their personality that they're showing because it's anonymous, or is it joking because it's anonymous? Maybe it's both. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beverly, I have 2 questions. Oh, 3 questions actually. Seth would like to know more about what Mind is. We'll come back to that in a second actually, because I think Beverly Pell is saying maybe that's why IG lets the user pin a comment. Comments can be off topic and negative. Maybe that's why IG lets you pin to the top comment. Yeah, maybe.
You can also block a certain number of words too, or a few keywords, which is part of that effort. Although sometimes that feels a little bit like censorship. Like if you notice something, let's say somebody's spewing a really negative message, and you don't see any negative comments underneath, maybe there should be negative comments underneath in that case. So that can create kind of, it's a really hard balancing act.
It really is, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, going back to one real quick before I forget, Seth in the Hoover chat, I'd be interested in to hear about what Mind is, if you didn't already go over that.
Yeah. Mind is an app that we are currently developing, and it's a social media mood tracking and sort of analytics delivering app. So what will happen when it launches is you can input a post from your social media of choice, and then you can tag a sort of mood that you're experiencing with that post, as well as tag the topic of the post. And on a weekly cadence or something like that, we will deliver you insights about, let's say certain moods you're experiencing commonly on social media, or the types of topics that are maybe tied to certain emotions. And this is all meant to build awareness around your use, and then build intentionality into it, and ultimately improve it. So we're really excited about this project, and LookUp actually gave us, we won the startup competition and received grant funding to work on it. So that's what we're busy doing. And it'll hopefully launch next spring.
Yeah, well, thanks for participating today. Hopefully this emphasizes some of the mind games that social media plays on our attention, our emotion, and our sense of our environments and peers.
Our app Mind helps you craft awareness around your personal social media habits and moods, build intentionality around your use, and improve it. You input social media posts, tag associated moods and topics, and receive insights around your usage.
We're currently in development, and if you're interested in joining when we launch, feel free to visit our website. It's www.mind.social. No .com, it's just mind.social. And you can subscribe for updates. And of course, follow us on Instagram, ironically, at mind.social. We'll be posting positivity related stuff. And follow our LinkedIn, which is Mind Social. We really appreciate you guys taking some time. We know there's a lot of events today. Please check out the next couple of ones. It's going to be great. And have a great Saturday.
All right, thank you all.